Tiffany Poole in Portland, comptroller of Ninjaville. Hey, Tiffany Poole in Portland. She says, I watch at least one episode of The Wire per week. We are on season 5 with Gus and them at the Baltimore Sun paper. Michael and Dookie. Oh, I couldn't stand that damn Dookie. Love Michael. Michael and Dookie and Bug just came from Six Flags, and blind-ass Bushy just got. Omar just pulled a Spider-Man. That's right! I remember when Omar pulled a Spider-Man move. Yeah. I remember when Omar pulled that Spider-Man move. That was strange, but that was good. Good stuff. From Wody, Ninjaville, Weedman 504. Oh, you progressed from the hustle man to the weed man. Okay, I got you. Sid J. Clyde said he would take the bullet for the bunnies. They're having some type of personal conversation about snow bunnies. From Sid, Snow Bunny Killer Jackson. Frank, in my hood, Ninja stayed with the tight leg-ish. What was funny, though, like in the mid-'90s, there was one white dude who was still tight, rolling his pants despite that ish being played out for a decade. Oh, boy. From J. Clyde's sister, sometimes you got to punch a colonizer. Right, talking about LeGarrette Blount. Right, from the OK Sigma, the kid from Boise learned a life lesson that day. Right, you just don't run up on ninjas all willy-nilly. He'll never do that again. Right, he learned a valuable lesson. I remember my mother used to always tell us whenever we used to go, like on a trip. Like she used to always tell me this when we used to go to 4-H camp for the summer for like a week. And there was always, every year, there was stories that got back to her and the other parents about how somebody's child acted a fool and they sent their ass home. And my mama always used to say, don't be the example. Right. He was like, don't be the example. You know they do that, right, Dougie? They're going to take one of y'all acting crazy, and they're going to put y'all in the bus and send you back home. So you'll be the example, and the other kids will fall in line. Don't be the example, Dougie. Don't let the people call me. And sure enough, every year it happens. Somebody got sent home. And you're right. The kid that ran up on LeGarrette Blount, he was the example to a lot of people in this country. Do not run up on ninjas like that. From Clay, stay in your lane, Davis. Duke, you damn crackhead now. Oh, true story. True story. Dookie is definitely a crackhead right now. Dookie is a character from The Wire. And I think that's what The Wire meant to do at the very end of the series. I saw somebody yesterday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And I think maybe it was, who was it, 334 Bama Boy or whatever. One of the Stewies called me and urged me to watch Sons of Anarchy. And I saw some messages in the chat room I didn't get a chance to address, but somebody was saying that they'd put Sons of Anarchy and some other shows ahead of The Wire because the way that The Wire ended. The Wire didn't have this fantastic, rambunctious, crazy, balls to the wall ending. Pause. And I always get in debates with people about this, man. I think everything they did on that show was necessary. Even season 2 about the docks. A lot of people always say, oh, season 2 was horrible. It was super slow when they were at the docks. I think they did that because they had to. They were telling the complete story. One side from the cops, from the establishment, the other side from the streets. And so they had to show that this thing wasn't a Baltimore, black city youth kid. This thing was bigger than them. And so they had to show that the drugs actually came in, on the piers, on the ports, and there was this big machine behind it, this big industry behind it, and there was these Greeks. It was actually these colonizers that were behind the whole thing and how all of the drugs got in Baltimore. I don't think they could have left that out. No, it wasn't exciting as season 1 or whatever season, whatever else they did in the other 4 seasons. No, it wasn't, but I think that it was important that they did that. And also at the very end, I think that it was important the way that it went out, because basically what they were saying is the more things changed, the more they stayed the same. Okay? So if you remember, and listen, I'm going to talk about this. I'm getting into detail. If you haven't seen The Wire, damn it, you 15 years late. Okay? Right. So, spoiler. If damn it, if you ain't seen The Wire 15 years after the fact, whatever. I ain't even worried about you. I'm not studying you. All right? So this is a spoiler. So in the last year, what they did is they tied up a bunch of loose ends, as well as they kind of projected these cats and where they were going. And once again, the big theme, I think, was the more things changed, the more they stayed the same. Couple of examples of that. The whole thing that what happened at Marlo at the end. You remember Marlo at the very end of The Wire? He was lightweight trying to go straight. Not trying to go straight, but he was trying to, I guess, clean up his money. He was trying to get on kind of like the blue-collar side of shit. And ultimately, he went back to the streets. The last scene when he walked out of the little business meeting or whatever, and the dude tried to run up on him, and Marlo gave the dude like a two-piece fish sandwich. The dude dropped his gun. He fired a shot at Marlo, and at the very end, Marlo kind of like stopped and paused, and like he took a deep breath, and he was struggling with himself internally, where he was like, yeah, I'm trying to do this business thing. He actually had on a suit. Marlo had on a suit. And when he got in this little fracas with this dude on the street, like it was like, yeah, like this is what I'm about. This is what I do. Like I can't do that other shit. This is who I am. This is me. And then the other thing was the whole thing with Chris. Like whoever, what's his name? And I'm drawing a blank right now. So you had Stringer Bell and you had the other dude, I can't remember right now. But basically Chris was going to take over for Marlo, or what Marlo was doing. I think, yeah, Marlo. He was going to take over, Marlo's, portion of the streets or whatever that he controlled. And, Chris started out, and Chris had a good heart, but it was just too strong. The pull of the streets and making money and living was just too wrong. And where they came from and, the obstacles they had ahead of them, man, it was just, the streets was just too strong. You knew Chris had a good heart. But even he couldn't pull away, man. This shit is bigger than him, man. I mean, golly. Right. This thing had so much symbolism in it at the very end. It wasn't like Breaking Bad at the very end, and like y'all telling me about Sons of Anarchy had this great ending or whatever. But I think they tied up loose ends. They showed how city government is always going to be corrupt, and talking about some of the city leaders, the civic leaders, and how they continue to do all of this dirty stuff, and how they really didn't care about this war on drugs, how things had always been this way and they're going to continue being that way. It talked about how the media and the newspaper continued to talk about, the black youth in that city on a negative aspect as far and not really address the real issues on why things are the way that they were. They had to do that. Neymar, you remember punk ass Neymar with the damn man bun? Okay, Neymar, you remember his old man? His old man was Weebay. I think that was his name. I think his name was Weebay. Weebay had been on the streets forever, and he was in jail, and, what's his name? I just drew a blank for the kid's name. Was it Nomar or Neymar? I think they call him Neymar. The little kid Neymar that had the big poofy hair coming out the back of his damn hat. You knew he wasn't built for that life. You knew it. But it was so entrenched in him and his family's lives, because remember, his mama had been in the game for forever supporting Weebay. And so that was like the family business. And even though he didn't want to do it and he wasn't built for it, clearly he was soft as baby shit. I mean, that was what they did. Oh, it was phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, it was phenomenal. So much symbolism in the last season and the last episode in particular. That it was great, man. And once again, this show, man, is taught in universities. And I don't know how they teach it. I guess they talk about it and the symbolism and all of the things that I just talked about. But, I mean, this show, man, so intricate. And you talk about the theme of the title of The Wire. What's the black dude name? The bow-legged dude. The first time he figured out that they could wire them damn burner phones, that was crazy. How intricate it was on how they were trying to keep tabs on these cats, man, and infiltrate, whatever syndicate they were running on the streets. The whole thing about the wire and how they got access to these conversations and all of that, man, was intricate. Somebody tell me in the chat room what the black dude is with the bow legs. That was one of the prime investigators, older cat. I mean, it was great. It was great. How do we even get talking about The Wire again? Oh, today was Snoop's birthday. And the characters, my gosh. Snoop's character, phenomenal. Marlo, phenomenal. Bubs. I mean, is Bob not the typical crackhead from your hometown? That's right. We even got crackheads in Most Corner. And I'm telling you, Bubs, or whoever the dude's name, the real person's name, that played the character of Bubs, he had crackheads to a T. Yeah. I mean, just phenomenal jobs of acting. Just phenomenal. Man, y'all gonna make me go back and watch the damn Wire again for the 4th time. I've watched it from beginning to end 3 times. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Hadn't watched it in many years, but when it first came out, and it's probably been 15 years since it was on. When it first came out, I watched the entire series. And then afterwards, we got on demand, and I watched it again, and I think I watched it again right after. Yeah. It's phenomenal. Hey, look, we got 30 more minutes, man. Hooray! Yeah. Lester, thank you. Thank you, my man Jay Fish, Microwave, Lester Freeman. That was the guy's name, the older black dude with the bow legs. Lester Freeman. Oh, Lester played a phenomenal part. He's a good actor. He was in one of those Spike Lee movies. That guy that played Lester Freeman in The Wire. He's a real good actor. He's been in a bunch of other stuff since then. A lot of these cats have got a lot of acting gigs out of The Wire, man. To be kind of like up-and-coming new actors. The dude that played McNulty, the white dude, a very good actor. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in 300. And just great acting, man, period. Even the people that didn't even have an acting background, they did a phenomenal job. Back in 3 minutes, the Doug Stewart Show.
Away. I know I like to trade. let me just paint you this picture. Cause I've been plotting on ways that I can run up in you. But yet you playing these games, acting like I can get you. Girl, I can flip you in ways that'll make you think I missed you. Girl, why you teasing me? I know you be needing me. Them lanes you had ain't topping me. I break your ass off properly. I see your ass on top of me, and me on top of you. Doing all the nasty things you like we supposed to do. Yeah, this ain't what you used to. I'm definitely of a different breed. Be on the side talk.